I stand before you not as an expert, but as a concerned citizen, one of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday, and the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis.
Hello people of the universe, fellow earthlings and space-lings, wherever you are watching this. How are you? I hope you're staying safe and healthy in the comfort of your homes. My name is Deandra Cakra Gayatri. I am a student of LSPR Communication and Business Institute, Jakarta, and currently in my 6th semester under the guidance of my public speaking and presentation skills class lecturer, Mr. Bonar Sirait. Today, I will be talking about climate change, or what Mr. Dreamy DICAPRIO has said in the beginning of this video as climate crisis. Alright, for starters, and for those of you who are not yet familiar with the term, climate change is a situation where the climates of the Earth are constantly changing, and not for the better, due to global warming. Now, if you find yourself asking, what is global warming? Well, my friends, it is the rising of the Earth's temperature caused by the enhanced greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and other gases that was enhanced by human hands. Those gases are accumulated in the atmosphere, thus trapping some of the sun's heat inside instead of letting it be reflected back out to outer space, or otherwise known as the greenhouse gas effect. This has caused our Mother Nature tons of problems going as far back as the 1880. Since then, the average temperature of the surface of the planet has already increased by 1.7 degrees Fahrenheit. I know it doesn't sound much, but here's an interesting fact. The heat from human emissions is roughly equal to a nuclear explosion, but 400,000 times bigger. Furthermore, we've already been seeing the results of climate change from all the natural disasters that have happened over the century. The continuous rising of the sea levels, intense storms and longer periods of droughts in between, and the shrinking sizes of the lands. We may be safer now, but for future generations, not so much. On longer terms, if emissions continue to rise unchecked, the climate disasters will be so severe they will destabilize the world. Situations like the collapse of food production, which will cause a spiraling in prices, will make billions starve and turns our world violent and messy. You know, like those scenes from dystopian movies where the states will be divided into districts depending on the people's economy, power, and the poor would end up fighting the rich for food rations, and when the district's food supply has decreased, it would start a war between districts to get more food. My goodness, it would be World War III altogether. This would also be coupled with the melting of the Antarctic ice sheet, leading to rapidly rising seas that would force us to abandon many of our greatest cities. We're looking at a total rise of sea levels between 80 to 160 feet, which would occur if all the ice in the poles melted. Our islands will sink and we'll be drowning people, drowning. Now, if you all are still skeptic about the realness of climate change, then we're doomed. But if I've managed to convince you and made you ask, what can I do to help fix this? You can start by reducing your carbon footprint. How? You know, small beginnings like taking public transport, taking less airplane trips would be great. Then going up the ladder, like maybe buying an electric car and putting solar panels up on your roof would be a level of reducing your carbon footprint. The hardest but one of the most impactful one is actually eating less meat. But what's really needed for you to do is to speak up and exercise your right as citizens, because strong and collective action through state and national policies is how we'll make the most impact. So in conclusion, from what I've talked about in this video is that yes, climate change is real. It has been one of the most difficult problems that humanity has ever faced for decades, proven by the constant happening of extreme weather changes, conditions, rising of the sea levels, and natural disasters. Considering that we've been ignoring scientists' warnings since the 80s to limit emissions, we're pretty late in the game. But we finally reached a moment where nearly every country in the world agrees that This is a huge problem and seem ready to commit to taking some kind of action. We can also make personal contributions to reduce our carbon footprint by doing things as small as changing our daily habits. It really is better late than never. We can still make the world a better place to live in, not just for our generations, but for future generations as well. As we bring our talks on climate change issues to an end, I would like to thank you all for your attention. Hopefully, everything that I've shared in this video will be able to give you, everyone, a clear understanding on what climate change is and the dangers that all of us will have to face in the future if we let this problem be. Please don't hesitate to share thoughts and knowledge regarding this issue in the comment section below. Climate change needs to end. Have a great sustainable world. Thank you.